This is Austin Doctor, and welcome back to Manga Reviews. Today is Highschool DxD Volume 7. So, to begin things off with, it's Issei taking a bath with Rias, and the compliment and yada yada. But that's the beginning, but then it cuts back to how it all started. It was kind of funny because Issei was talking in his head, saying, and this is how my whole life got turned upside down. Basically what happened was he wanted to go take a bath, and he kind of saw Ozzy in there. He jetted right out quickly. Then Rias was right behind and goes, oh, why don't we all just take one so no one has to wait. So it all resulted in Rias basically telling Issei, don't you want to take me on right now? And then he goes in his head, well, I would if Ozzy wasn't here. I wish I had the courage. Then Rias just said the same thing about Ozzy, which was hilarious. Then it cuts to Issei going to make another pact with a client, which is Azazel, we find out. And basically Azazel just wants, he's the anti-hero. And quite honestly, he kind of tells Issei, like, you gotta be careful, yada yada, it's nice to meet you, the Red Dragon, you gotta work on your sacred gear, basically. Then Rias gets furious that Azazel's on her grounds, doing whatever he pleases. And it's just the whole, like, what the hell is he doing in my place? Then after, she talks about how the whole way meeting is going to be happening at the school. Then Sir Zek shows up, and basically he talks to them about why the school is like their place to go, because the fallen angels, the devils, have already met along with the church, all at that school, so it's the perfect place, Sir Zek says. And Issei invites Sir Zek over because there is no hotel at that time that will take him. So it results in, Sir Zek's meeting Issei's parents and, Sir Zek's and Issei's father drinking. Then it continues over to Rias saying, will you be able to sleep without me? Because Sir Zex is taking Issei for one night. Not like that term. That would be really weird. But anyways, he talks to him about how he needs to protect Rias, and he hasn't really seen her this happy for a while. And he basically, towards the end, tells Issei, have you ever tried to, boost gift the power to Rias's boobs? And he goes, oh, that's a good idea. Then after he couldn't fall asleep because he was thinking about the results, which shows into the next episode of him basically saying, I didn't get enough sleep. Now it cuts over to the pool scene, which I loved in the anime. This is volume 7. Quite honest, if you're gonna get one just for the fan service, this is the one you should get. But you see Issei teach Kaneko, as usual, how to swim like the anime. Then Azia to swim. Then in between, you see Issei trying to be his natural perv and go underneath the water and transfer the power to his eyes so he can see better underwater. So basically, he gets reminded that he has to teach Azia how to swim. Then it continues over to him getting the opportunity to put suntan lotion on Rias, because he has to. And he basically gets everything done, and after she goes, you want to put oil on my breast? He goes, what? Right before he was about to do it, Akino comes out of nowhere and basically says, how about me? You should oil me up. Then after she says, you can suck on my boobs all you want. Then it becomes a whole big battle between Rias and Akino. Then what the result was, it was between who's going to take his virginity and give their virginity to Issei. While that whole battle is going on, Issei runs and hides into the supply closet at the pool. That's where you meet Zenobia, and she makes the crazy proposal of, do you want to make a baby with me? Or make a baby with me to Issei. And that doesn't go so well, because right at the end, when he goes, sure, I'll do it, you'll see Rios pop in, but the main fact that I wanted to bring through this is they talk about how devils can't get pregnant that easily, which later on I kind of want to see what happens, but no, I'm not gonna spoil anything. Obviously, if you do pay attention to the series with the light novels, you'll see a separate series about Issei and his kids. But yeah, continue back to the mangas. They basically talk about how they were making fun of Issei about how he is a pervert again. But yeah, then it continues on to Volley meeting Issei, and for the second time, then Issei basically getting ready to fight him. Then he basically Zenobia and Kiba come out of nowhere and try to prevent it. Then Volley tells Rios that you need to take care of him, please. He needs to get stronger. Then you have a cut to the battle of the dragons again. We'll explain what goes on. Then Rios is trying to, encourage Issei that he could win against him. Then it goes to the parents coming over to the school, and it goes pretty well until, a couple of things happen. I am missing a big chunk, I know, right there before. I think, it's not important. It's more of you guys can read, but the parents thing goes well, and you get to see Issei make a sculpture of Rios in the nude, and everyone's wanting to buy it. And then Akuno offers Issei the whole thing, like, oh, if you can touch and to feel to make me one. And he gets basically almost killed by Rios saying, no, don't you think about it, you perv. Which I really thought was hilarious. Then you see little Leviathan show up, and you hear a little backstory about her and Sona. But yeah, it goes to Sir Zex talking to Rios, Akano, and Kiba, then the father talking with Issei's parents, which, we all know why they're talking. But anyways, it continues on to how basically Rios needs to release her final bishop, and that one is obviously going to be a big part. That's Gasper, if you don't know. But before, as like the anime, yeah, it's their second kiss, Rios and Issei's second kiss. But yeah, anyway, continue back to the Gasper thing. You get to hear about how Gasper makes special contracts through the internet with the people, and as like the anime, Issei thinks it's the girl that he gets his dreams crushed, just like Saji later on. And basically, you get to see the whole, them trying to train him to be a better person. And you hear about how he was a mutation piece. So his power is really not measurable. And he has the Forbidden Valor view, which can freeze time wherever he looks. But yeah, it continues on to Saji trying to help, train Gasper, because, Azazel came out of nowhere and told them, oh, you could either do this, or you could let Gasper drink some of the red dragon blood. And you hear Gasper say, I don't like blood, even though he's a vampire, half vampire. But yeah. Then it continues to Rios coming back to, basically try to train Gasper herself. Then Issei's like, no, I'll take him. Then it comes to Issei taking Gasper on a little trip for a pact, and this guy doesn't believe that Gasper is a boy, and almost basically goes bad, but Gasper, freezes him and runs. Then it continues back to the whole thing, cult research club room, and you see Rios talk about how Gasper really hasn't ever fit in with anyone. He's half human, half vampire, and he got killed by vampire hunter, sadly. Then that's where she got the opportunity to take him. And in the next, this will continue in the 8th volume, but we're going to get to see Issei train Gasper. But yeah, guys, if you do want to get this manga, I really highly suggest it. It's more fan servicey than anything. It has a good amount of story. But as always, guys, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you until the next manga. See ya.